member of the Navajo Code Talkers.
A special group of men that transmitted messages in code.
Ladies and gentlemen, my interpretation of what he's saying is right here, if you would listen carefully. It is called Iwo Jima, where our soldiers were almost captured. It was very scary. It was very, very scary. Our soldiers were almost captured. It was called Sirabachi. On top of it, they put up our U.S. flag. So beautiful waving by the wind. To this day, we all respect, honor, and love our U.S. flag. That's what he's saying about.
Dad was with the 5th Marine Division, and on February 19th, if you can imagine, a young man standing on the bow of a ship with his comrades, looking out and watching the chaplain do services, telling them tomorrow morning early, when the jump-off time came, that in the first hour they're expecting over 5,000 casualties. So at this time, my dad said that him and the other code talkers from the 5th Marine Division went to a secluded part of the ship where they thought maybe they could make the best designation of which way east was. And they took out their tutadine, their sacred corn pollen, and they put it on their forehead so they could think clearly. And they put some on the tip of their tongue so that they could speak clearly the next morning. For surely it was a morning of death and terror, for it's recorded in military history that within the first hours of the landing on Iwo Jima, the Navajo Code Talkers transmitted over 700 crucial pieces of logistical information without one error. What a tribute to somebody's son, somebody's grandfather. Shall wait of a Niki. Son of the four directions and a child of the blessing way, raised in the loving arms of his mother's humanity. Wisdom comes to him through the legends of long ago, told by a man who loved the wandering eyes of a little child. My daddy was a code talker man, with Uncle Sam's Marines. He spoke on the whistling wind during the time of man's inhumanity. Bags and got on the train, headed to LA, off to fight a war that he really couldn't understand. Goodbye to the four sacred mountains of his youth. But he shall return, for the medicine bag is strong. Remember me, my four sacred mountains. Help me to understand the pain that he suffered then, during the time of man's inhumanity. Dark, foreboding piece of land somewhere in the South Pacific, a place called Iwo Jima. Destiny had brought him here. Many of you will die. Oh, that's what they told him then. Perhaps he thought of home and his people, the Navajo. Remember me, my four sacred mountains. Help me to understand the pain that he suffered then, during the time of man's inhumanity. During the time of